So this is part 2 of my first ever vlog about bagpipes, and this one's about these funny wee pipes. Funny wee pipes I bought. Junior playable bagpipe, aka mini bagpipe. Gold Brothers, Kirkcaldy, Scotland. Now the Gold Brothers are lovely chaps. They are Sikh Scottish, okay? It doesn't say where these bagpipes are made. They're marketed in a box. They're sold in a box. It says Kirkcaldy in it, Scotland, right? But they could be made anywhere. I don't know. It doesn't matter really. People go around saying, "Oh, they're made in Pakistan. They're shite." Well, I happen to know some very excellent bagpipes. Real bagpipes are made in Pakistan and other countries all over the world. It doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't have to be Scotland. These ones claim to be from Scotland. They are not even completely shite, because you take out the wee pipe chanter, you put the reed in your mouth. If there's a reed in the box, which is not always the case, there's nothing wrong with that. That's all right. It's a nice, soft, gentle, quiet wee. It's very small. It's much smaller than a standard practice chanter. This is your standard practice chanter, right? It has a top. Practice chanter should have a top, okay? It's for learning. Before you ever pick up the bagpipes as such, you start on a practice chanter and you learn how to finger, how to play tunes, and you get an idea of whether you're interested in a... You know what? I said it's smaller. It's not even smaller. It's very slightly smaller. It's only, if you look at the holes compare the spacing of the holes, it's almost identical to a real practice chanter. This is a African blackwood, nice tweedy made practice chanter with imitation ivory. That's plastic mounts. This is a polythene or vinyl mouthpiece that was added later. These are 45 years old. This is my very first practice chanter. This is my very first practice chanter. This is basically the same as that, except it doesn't have a top, because it's meant to go in these bagpipes. So the bagpipes are at the top, right? So, but this is all right. You can use this as a practice chanter if your mouth is big enough. Unfortunately, these are meant to be for kids. That's actually quite a big reed. That's, you know, that's getting near the back of my throat. A child won't be able to do this. It needs a top. They sell almost exactly the same thing in the same shop with a top as a practice chanter for almost the same price. I never found out exactly how much they were, because they're sold at £99.99. The same as this, right? But looking a bit more like this, with a top. Not as good quality, etc. But basically the same thing. For £9.99 with no reed. Why do you sell a practice chanter with no reed? Okay, you advertise it at £9.99. Somebody going to buy that? They might not know that it's going to have it. A recorder doesn't have a reed. A flute doesn't have a reed. A lot of woodwind instruments don't have reeds. People who don't know might buy that and think it's going to work. Well, it ain't going to work without a reed. You have to ask for the reed separately, pay for the reed separately, and then you've got your practice chanter. This on its own is fine as a practice chanter. Okay, it's not the best practice chanter ever, but it works. If you've got the top, because if you're a kid, that reed's too big to go in your mouth. So far, however, things have been looking up, because this actually works. Okay, it works. It works. It's not great, but it works. So then I thought, oh, that's good. That's all right. It's not as bad as I thought. So I put it back in the stock there. This part is called the stock. The wooden bit there, that's the stock. The bit that is tied in to the bag, right, to hold it there in the bag. That's where your chanter goes in, and that's called a stock. Your blowpipe, the bit that you blow into, similarly, is removable, goes into the stock that goes into the bag. It's very important to tie the stocks in properly so that there's no loss of air. The air doesn't escape there. It's very easy to tie in a bag badly, and you're losing a lot of air there. You're not going to be able to play, right? But so far, this looks like a bagpipe, right? So I go, all right. It's a wee bit small, but you know, I can get that under my arm. That's where it's supposed to go. It goes under your arm, right? Oh, but it's awfully small. How am I going to play that? Well, if you're a kid, if you're a small child, of course, maybe it's no problem. So these are junior playable mini bagpipes, aren't they? See, that's looking quite good. But what's happening here? What are these for anyway? These are your drones. These, when you're playing the bagpipes, you play continuously. There's no breaks, no pauses. You cannot pause the bagpipe. Well, hardly. It continues. It's certainly, and the drones certainly are designed to just play the whole time. They sound a single note. It's like a chord. It's like the bottom hand of the piano. With chanter, you play the top hand, you play the melody. Or the drones just are there playing a single, continuous chord. And it's a very simple chord because what you've got here, that there is low A on the chanter. There are 2 A's on the chanter. It only has 9 notes, but that includes 2 A's, low A and high A. So that's A. These two are also supposed to be A, 1 octave up. I can't remember if it's 1 octave up from low A, which would be the same as high A, or if it's a further octave up from high A. I'm not sure. Anyway, these two drones are the same as each other, and they sound an A note 1 or 2 octaves above low A, right? So they're the same, exactly the same as each other, and the same note, but 1 or 2 octaves higher as the low A on the chanter. Then your big drone is your bass drone. These are tenor drones. Your bass drone, otherwise known as the big drone, also is low A. Sounds a single note continuously, same note as these and low A, possibly high A. Same note, but a further octave lower. So it's a very low note. It's halfway down the left hand of the piano. Further than halfway down. Quite near the bottom actually. It's quite a low note, very low note. So, but they're all the same A. So it sounds a continuous chord. It's not, strictly speaking, then it's not a chord, is it? Because it's all the same note. It's all the same note, but just different octaves. But it's like a chord. It's a drone. It's a drone is what it is. I mean, that's a musical term, not just for bagpipe, not just in bagpipes. You know, you can sing a drone part, a lower part, usually lower, but as a continuous note normally in a choir or whatever. Anyway, so these are the drones. I've just explained the drones. My goodness, I didn't even know I knew all that. Did I explain that quite clearly for you? Not too bad, I think. 24 years of teaching in universities has maybe rubbed off me a little bit. I know how to explain things just a wee bit. Anyway, these are I tend to go on a bit and digress, and I'm very disorganized in my thoughts and my talking. I do apologize if I'm boring or confusing you. But anyway, these are the drones, right? They're supposed to be drones, right? So how come when I did that just now, no sound coming out of there? The only thing you can hear is that. You can hear that. So I'm thinking, all right, well, she couldn't find the drone, the reed at first for this one. Maybe the reeds dropped out, and maybe that's why it's difficult, because that first set that I was trying, I couldn't inflate the bag properly or keep it inflated. I thought, oh, the reeds must have fallen out of the drones. So I'm trying to get the drones out of their stock. There's no stock. There's no stock. It's just a stick. No stock, just a stick. a single stick in there. Can you see that? No, you won't really see that very clearly. I can see very clearly. That's not a pipe. That's not a hole. It's just a depression. It's solid wood in there, carved into a depression to make it look like that's a hole that goes right through that. It's a pipe. These are not pipes. These are not drones. There's nothing musical about these. They're just sticks for show. If you're a child, maybe a small child, maybe these will fit on your shoulder and then it'll look like you're playing bagpipes. So this part of it, the drones and the bag, are a toy. This is not a set of bagpipes. This is not a musical instrument. This is a toy, except for this part. This part actually works. We've heard it work. Now, in a sense, if you're a small child, possibly, it's quite a good toy. And in a sense, it's better than just the practice chanter because it does have a bag. So you can learn maybe how to blow and keep the music going. Keep the music going by squeezing the bag with your elbow while you're taking a breath. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to find a small child who knows how to play the bagpipes. That would be best. Find a small child who already plays proper bagpipes and see if they can get this nice little crappy but quite nice functional, just about functional wee pipe chanter that can function as a practice chanter. Maybe for a small child, it's better than a practice chanter because you can learn how to use the bag. But I can't do it because I'm 6'2". So the jury is out on just how crap these so-called bagpipes are. What's for sure is, it is a bit naughty of them to say junior playable. They're not really playable. This bit's playable. You know, the jury is slightly out on that. You know, could a small child do that? Could a small child get something more out of it than a practice chanter? Mind, the small child can't use it as a proper practice chanter because the reed is too big for its mouth. It needs a top. So, I found that quite interesting. Oh, the heritage of Ireland refers to the tartan. Oh, right. Heritage of Ireland. That only they're not pretending it's from Ireland or anything to do with Ireland. It's just the name of the tartan. You know, it's a nice green, white, and gold. It should be orange for Ireland. Not gold. It shouldn't be yellow. It should be orange for Ireland. But still, and I've got a real heritage of Ireland or Spirit of Ireland or something called. I've got a kilt, the Spirit of Ireland, and it's beautiful. It's much. Well, I quite like this one, but that's not Ireland. Yellow is not Ireland. Orange is Ireland. Green for the Celtic culture. White for peace in between the orange and green. Orange for the Protestant or Anglo-Irish heritage in Ireland. It's orange. It's not yellow. Okay then, but they had other tartans. They had some quite nice tartans. These wee bagpipes. Nice tartans. That's a nice tartan. It's called Heritage of Ireland. Nice tartan. I like it. Yeah, how do you finish a blog? Are you supposed to say, I'm sorry, I've been going on a bit with this one, and I hope I haven't bored, offended, or confused anyone. This is Tam the Bam. Tam, tam, the piping bam. Tam, tam, the piping bam. Stole your catch and away he ran. I had some more words to that, but, you know, I've forgotten. Cheerio.